Hi everyone. All right, so today's 5-minute tip could be used in school or at home. And today's 5-minute tip is about quotes. You see them behind me. I love them in my classroom. People love to share them on Facebook. They really kind of capture how you're feeling. And I wanted to share this because an activity that I do with my students all the time when I begin the school year, or when I begin a social skills group or a social emotional learning group, what I do is I start out with a quote. So I bring books like this in, literary quotes. I have quotes from Shakespeare. I have friendship quotes. I have tons of them. And what we do is we go through the books. I usually have multiple different ones and I give them out to the kids and we go through them. So here's an example one. It says, different roads sometimes lead to the same castle. Okay. And what's nice about these is that they're able to color them. So when I do this activity, and this is something you can do at home, this can be a simple time filler, or this can be something that you're doing at home with your kids to get them talking about their feelings or emotions, or to have them set goals. So this one says, I love you right up to the moon and back. How many times have we heard that one? But you know what we might not have heard? Where it came from. So on the back of these, it tells you where these quotes come from. And it says, guess how much I love you is perhaps the best known, most loved of many picture books. The book has been translated into 53 languages and has sold millions of copies. So we know this book. We've heard of this quote before. Okay, so what I do with my students and the way I go about it is I each give them a book. I tell them about the importance of the quote. I say, okay, we're going to start the school year with a quote. I want you to go through these quotes, and sometimes it takes them a lot of time because at first they're like, okay, they're kind of reading quotes, or I'm sharing like I am right now, and they're not seeming too interested. Once they get a hold of these quote books and the fact that they get to color these in, they love this activity. I started about 2 years ago, and it's just one of my favorite things. When we went to distant learning, I sent home a couple quotes with the kids. I printed out a couple and then I used some from the book, and they sent me pictures of them this summer of the ones that they colored and where they put them in the room. I didn't tell them they had to. I just sent some things home with them. So I wanted to share this activity because, like I said, it's super quick. There's a whole list of quotes. Okay. I work for a children's book company, so we have a ton of these, but what I did over the summer, like I said, is I just printed them out offline. There are tons of coloring pages of quotes. And the reason why I am sharing this 5-minute tip is because quotes are a great way to get our children and even ourselves thinking about something a little bit deeper. So when I gave this quote, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted, from The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop Fables. Okay, so that gives us a chance and a talking point. So what I use those quotes for is a way for kids to express themselves. So what's something that you're really drawn to? Which quote do you really feel strongly about? We color it, they decorate it, and then they get a chance to talk about it. And each week we'll pull somebody's quote to talk to the kids about how they feel. You don't think that you think they're just going to read the quote and say, okay, but each kid, just like poetry, each kid sees this quote differently. And that's why it's one of my favorite activities to do with kids. So as you can see, I'm by my quote wall in the basement, my new virtual classroom. And I think that this will be a super fun activity for you to do, even if it was something you just printed out a couple of them and they used them as coloring sheets to pass the time. I'm talking older kids too. I mean, you can do up to middle school. I've done this and they love it. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I hope you check out some quotes, pull some up, color some in, do something that makes you feel happy today.